Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Izzdihar. So today I'm going to talk about our site visit. So basically the name of our company is Power Cables Malaysia SDN BHD, and the company is located at Section 15 Shah Alam. So basically this company, they manufacturing cables that needed in Malaysia. So they are the one of the biggest supplier for cables, underground cables or any cables that are for using for telecommunication and so on. So many knowledge that we can get from visiting this company, this Power Cable Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Which is one of it is the how they manufacture the cables and so on. Okay, next. Okay, I'm going to talk about the introduction and the background of the company. So in 1975, the company is founded in July 1975 as a JV between LTAT and BICC Cables Ltd. And in February 1978, the company started its first cable production. So from 1975 to 1978. So in early 1990, late 2000, I mean in November, sorry my bad, in November 1999, BICC Cable shareholder purchasing by Generous Cable Ltd USA. So during that time, BICC Cable shareholding purchased this company, and in 2000, September 2000, BICC General shareholding purchased by Pirelli, and in November 2006, Prysmian took cover the cables and system business from Pirelli. So basically, this company is already been taken over, and finally, in February 2011, Prysmian acquired Drakas and formed the Prysmian Group. And in February 2014, merger and Prysmian Holding BV into Draka Holding BV, Prysmian Group. So now they actually been taking over, and finally in March 2015, finally the company is achieved Bumi Putra status, which is in Malaysia. So this company, the current shareholder is firstly from Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera, which is the shareholder is basically 60%, which is the highest. Next, the shareholder from Draka Holding BV, which is 40%. And finally, the next shareholder is current board comprises 4 from LTAT and 3 from Prysmian Group. So the remaining shareholders. So that is the introduction and the background of the company. Next, I'm going to talk about the company achievement during their production. So starting from 1990, they got the best syarikat usahawan terbaik Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera. That is from 1990, their first achievement. Next, their second achievement in 1991, they got anugerah terbaik Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera. Next, in 1992 and 1993, they got anugerah syarikat subsidiari terbaik kadar dividen Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera. And next, in 1993 and 1994, they got anugerah syarikat subsidiari terbaik pemenang pertama Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera. Next, in 1995, this company got anugerah prestasi terbaik menyeluruh kategori anak syarikat Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera. In 1996, anugerah prestasi terbaik menyeluruh kategori anak syarikat lembaga tabung angkatan tentera. In 2003, bahagian dividen tertinggi anak syarikat lembaga tabung angkatan tentera. And in 2005, excellent payer award by PE Malaysia, and finally in 2016 juara eksplorasi zakat peringkat negeri Selangor. So mostly they got the award that they got mostly are from the angkatan tentera. So as you can see here in this picture, these are the award that they receive at Power Cable Malaysia. So the award they receive, they will save it as their achievement. Is the biggest achievement from them. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Alright, so Assalamualaikum and good evening. So for just now, my friend already explained about the introduction about the company that we go, which is the Power Cables Malaysia SDN BHD. So for now, I will be explaining about the manufacturing process and the technology that they have applied in the process. So first, as you can see in the slide right here, they use uh, extrusion process while making the cables. Okay, so there are two types of extrusion, which is the direct extrusion and indirect extrusion. But for power cables machines, they use the direct extrusion process in order to make their cable supply. In order to make the cable supply. Okay, so as you know, what is an extrusion? Extrusion is actually a compression forming process in which work method is forced flow through a die opening to produce a desired cross-sectional shape, as is stated in the slide above. So the process is actually similar as squeezing a toothpaste from a toothpaste tube, but this one is very different as we are not squeezing a toothpaste from a toothpaste tube, but we actually squeezing the metal rod. For example, the power cables mentioned, they are squeezing they use cuprum. They use a cuprum for the cable for the conductor. So they use cuprum for the conductor. So they squeeze the conductor in order to make them into a cable. Okay, so as you can see from the picture or image above, they also use a wire drawing processes, which is the wire drawing in order to make the metal become uh, longer and also become much more thinner so they can make it into a cable. Okay, so we cannot take the image of the process that they have done during our site visit due to their protocol and their company policy. Okay, so that's their secret recipe for their secret recipe for the what do you say? The secret recipe for the most for one of the best cables company supplier in Asia continent. Okay, it's not just in Malaysia but also in Asia. Okay, so for the next slide, I will show you other types of processes that they have done in their factory. So as you can see that they have core bending, they have laying up, and they have also sheeting. So as you can see on the right side, they have sheeting processes. Sheeting processes is actually where you laminate the cable with something that we call in layman terms we call it as a shield. So the shield is prevent any crack or any defect that will happen to the cable when they are installed underground, underneath. Okay, underneath earth. Okay, so next I will show you about the extrusion defects. Okay, so what kind of defects and quality issue that they have to prevent when they are making the cable supply to other company, and when during export and import things. So the first effect is that they have a surface cracking. So uh, they prevent this by making sure that all uh, the procedure is being followed step by step from A to Z. So from start, they making sure that this is a very an expensive cost for them when they are doing this type of processes. So in order to prevent them, they are making sure that they are doing it very truly and very detailed. Okay, so surface cracking, because for them, when I ask the production manager, they cannot redo or make a finishing touch to the product that have already defect, because it will slow down uh, the other processes and slow down the company production rate. Okay, so for that, they carefully manage their production. Okay, so the surface cracking. So for example, when the temperature is very high on the cable that they are processing, for example, if there's a friction or the speed is very high, so the surface temperature can cause a crack at the cables. Okay, so that depends on the materials of the cables, either using uh, ingot, which will probably later become steel, and then cuprum. So in order to prevent that, the raw material can cost a lot for them, so they have to prevent that. And that's they also have internal cracking. So for example, the center of the extruded product can develop cracks called center cracking, a center burst or arrowhead fracture or chevron cracking. So for example, I take one of the internal cracking, for example, like a center cracking, for example, at the middle layer of the uh, cable. Let's say that we have a two high speeds. We have a lot of high speeds process going to them, so the friction become much more higher. So the surface, the internal surface, the center surface become much more hotter. Thus, will cause a crack at the cable. So to prevent this, they uh, put some layer of oil to make sure that the surface is not that hot to prevent friction, and also they cannot, uh, as I said just now, they cannot do the process whole from A again, so they just do it very detailedly. The supervisor will supervise the temperature of the machine, the process, and also the material. So I think that's all from my part, and thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Kulamafi bin Kunasanat and I will be presenting on the elements of Industry Revolution 4.0. So the company we visited, which is Power Cable Malaysia, they adopted various elements of IR 4.0 in their production processes. One of the element is additive manufacturing and 3D printing. So one of the process to make the inner layer or the insulation layer of the cable is called triple extrusion. They use a triple extruder machine to make the insulation layer of the cable, which consists of insulation screening, SLPE insulation, and conductor screening. Next is they also adopted the Internet of Things in their production process. So they install multiple sensors on their production line to monitor the state of the cable. So one of the example is the processes heating process after the triple extrusion process, where heat plays a big role here. Excessive heat can damage the inner sheath of the cable or and the conductor itself. So the temperature sensors are there to monitor so that there's no excessive heat in the heating process. Then next is the simulations. So after they finish the design cable, they are they need to run multiple simulations to ensure the quality of the cable. Finally, uh, B- they also adopted big data and data analytics. So data are collected from factory machinations to IoT devices and analyzed in real time to improve the decision making and to estimate the production duration so they can meet the clientele's requirement. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Khalid. So today I'm going to present about SDG or Sustainability of Manufacturing. As we all know, SDG stand for Sustainable Development Global, which is invented by United Nations itself, and Sustainability of Manufacturing, also known as SM. So for your information, SM has been used by most of the big companies such as BMW, Power Cables Malaysia, and so on, because it is something that good for the company and for the environment. So for first of all, my first point is lower resource and production costs. This is so important for the big company because as for information, Power Cables Malaysia is a private company, which is it means they stand alone. They stand alone, and no other sponsor that will sponsor them to produce a product or to buy raw material. So in order to improve their sales or to improve their profit, they need to produce the product precisely using the raw material that they have been ordered. So for example, like the production manager had told us, for a rack of copper wire, it cost them a lot of money. So that in order to produce the product, they need to do it precisely and accurately so that they will not waste a lot of materials. So for me, it is a good point because in order to produce whatsoever product, the first of all we need to reduce a lot of waste because it will save our earth and so on. And additionally, it will reduce our cost, and it will also going to increase our profit. So the second one is easy employee hiring and retention. So for example, it's me myself gonna apply for a job in company. First of all, I will make research on their background information so that I will know how they do their works and how they produce their product. Is it in a good way or a bad way? So that it will save my career, and also it will bigger their name of the company. And the last one is to build a public trust, which is for me it is something that is very important for a big company because gaining a public trust is important so that the public or their client will make an order with their company to buy their product and so on. If the public does not trust the company, so that where does the sales will come? So I think that's all from me. Thank you.